The original LEGO Star Wars Snowtrooper Battle Pack was released all the way back in 2010. Boy, does time fly. And after a 2021 hiatus for Battle Packs, LEGO Star Wars has brought Battle Packs back with another Snowtrooper Battle Pack. In today's video, we're going to find out, after 12 years, what is the same for LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs and what has changed for LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs. Because there's quite obviously quite a few similarities, but there's also some differences after all this time. We'll be using the M&R comparison system to compare minifigures and army buildability, playability, design, value, and of course my opinion, to give us a final score that should determine which of these two battle packs is better. And unfortunately YouTube took away the polls on videos, but you can comment your thoughts on which battle pack you think is better below. We've got to cover some general info about each battle pack first. When released in January of 2010, the 8084 Snowtrooper Battle Pack had 74 pieces and retailed for just $11. Adjusted for inflation, that's about $14 in today's money, and by comparison, the 2022 Snowtrooper Battle Pack released with 105 pieces and costs $20. So straight up against inflation, it's a $6 price increase. It's also worth noting in this period of time that Disney did not own Star Wars in 2010 when this came out, but Disney does now own Star Wars in 2022, and thus it is theorized that licensing costs must be higher, although to what degree it is unknown. And I think it's also cool to see some differences in packaging. So the boxes have remained the same, and I say remain the same. There have been changes to Battle Pack boxes between point A and point B, but what matters is point A and point B are the same. On the back, they did show all 4 characters on the older one, as well as the opposing battle pack with the Rebel Hoth-centric Battle Pack. Unfortunately, there is no opposing battle pack in 2022, though, although I do really find the back cover to be really clean looking compared to 2010. Also, LEGO being very environmentally conscious and wanting to save a little bit of money, has drastically downsized the instruction manuals over the years. You can see just how much smaller this newer one is, but it does have the addition of the progress bar and the kind of lame, like, yay, you finished a build type of stuff, which the older one just doesn't have. It's just a more bland experience, I guess, although I don't really care either way. They're instructions. It's just to get the model done. There's 4 minifigs in each set, which means they're pretty even on that grounds. However, the quality of figures and the actual figures that you're getting in each set are substantially different, with Snowtroopers having undergone massive changes between 2010 and 2022. I would argue the upgraded versions look much better in the newer battle pack. An AT-AT driver is a really nice touch, as is the Imperial Officer, but for a battle pack, I don't think those are great army building minifigs, nor do they stack up quality-wise to the newer ones figs. And let's not forget, we have the Hoth Scout Trooper, which is a unique and exclusive figure in this battle pack. Another pretty substantial and important difference between the two Snowtroopers and the minifigs in general between the older and newer sets is underneath the helmets of the older sets are just regular old black heads, but on the newer sets, we're actually going to get minifigure faces, which is a really nice touch for the newer sets. I think that's a great addition, and obviously you can barely see a little bit of the skin underneath, but I mean, I think it looks substantially better. The one place the older Snowtroopers have it over the newer Snowtroopers, though, is the backpack. There's just no backpack on the current Battle Pack Snowtroopers, and I personally think that is a terrible choice and really does take away from the look of the newer ones. But overall, I still find the newer Snowtroopers to be better. It's just marginally beat out on backpacks. The reality is the 2010 set is a bit underwhelming with the quality of its figures and the ability to army build with the figures. AT-AT drivers and Imperial officers just don't really belong in a battle pack. Look, I like it. I think it's really cool that it was a set, but I like the figure selection a lot more in the newer version of the Snowtrooper Battle Pack, and I think it just makes a lot more sense for what I think a lot of people would be doing with a Snowtrooper Battle Pack. So the newer Battle Pack is going to take the edge as far as the minifigs go. Our next category is playability, and both sets are going to be pretty similar on that front. We have speeder bikes in both sets that do essentially the same job from a play functionality wise. You can swoosh them around quite easily. Neither of them have stud shooters or anything. That's like an additional play feature on either. So I think the speeder bikes, as far as the play functionality go, are a wash. I mean, you can take a figure and set them up front and have them standing in there or whatever. Like, that's doable on both bikes. Now, the snow embankment or command center area are significantly different in both sets, and I think this is where we're going to get a little bit of separation between the two, in my opinion, for play functionality. So on the older one, we had this turret that could spin 360 degrees. You have a flick-fire missile on the top of it, which, albeit can be a bit difficult to flick at times, it works fine enough. And you can take a minifigure and sit them behind it. In this case, we'll take the AT-AT driver because there's not actually an AT-AT in the battle pack, who would have thought? And he sits in there, and then we have a small area where we can take our Imperial officer and have him stand off to the side at that control center. I feel like there's a lot here in this platform. Now, for the newer battle pack, there is a small snow embankment, which is nice, but it doesn't actually have any functionality. The E-Web blaster, however, does. You can hide it in behind here, and it actually has a stud shooter on top, which shoots off like that, and is very good at its job of being a stud shooter. It's a bit difficult to pick a winner here, but I think if I was gonna pick which set has the better playability by a hair, 2010 Snowtrooper Battle Pack. It's just slightly better because you can spin this thing 360 degrees, I think. But yeah, either way, they're both about even, just by hair, 2010. Now we have to talk design between the two battle packs. The snow embankment in the newer Snowtrooper Battle Pack, to me, is just so much more aesthetically pleasing than what we have in the older set. This thing's just kind of ugly. I think it's functionally slightly better, though, for holstering weapons. You get the 2 slots there. For when you have a snowtrooper on his bike and you have the AT-AT pilot over here, you just have spots for the weapons. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for when you have a snowtrooper manning the E-Web blaster there. You can see I put his weapon on the ground. And while there is a clip here, it is used for a pair of binoculars. So there's not another spot to put his weapon. I just feel like that's a slight edge to 2010, but generally this thing just looks better than what we got in 2010, so design-wise, they're really getting the edge in 2020. And then for the speeder bikes, you'll see these are vastly different looking speeder bikes, and the 2020 version is just so much more accurate than the 2010 version. It's really not even close. It's such an upgraded build. It looks better. It's a little bit stronger, in my opinion, as far as like the strength of the build, and this just uses like outdated techniques at this point. So yeah, it's pretty rough looking in comparison, although I still really like this old speeder design. But you can put the troopers on all the same. This one does have a very nice printed control panel, so that's a plus. But yeah, generally the 2022 version has a much nicer upgraded design in pretty much all areas except for number of clips. As for the value of these two battle packs, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, the new battle pack is $20 and the inflation adjusted price of the old battle pack is $14. So we'll be using those prices for our calculations here because I don't think it's fair to not use the inflation adjusted price on the older one. So we are going to weigh these to find out their price per gram, but first their price per piece is 19 cents per piece. That's with the inflation adjusted price, and also 19 cents per piece in 2022. So very interesting correlation there that it actually turns out to be the exact same price per piece. But price per piece can be somewhat misleading as not all pieces are created equally, and obviously we do have much better minifigure designs and prints for the newer set, which is definitely worth something, but I've got them here and we are going to weigh them to find out their price per gram as well. So you can see it is zeroed out there, and here we go. 50 or so grams, which is going to bring us to about 29 cents per gram. And for our newer pack with everything on the scale, that's going to bring us to a total of 66 grams, which gives us 30 cents per gram. So you can see as far as the pricing of cents per whatever unit of measurement you want to look at, it's about the same for each set. I was not expecting them to be so similarly competitively priced with that huge price increase for the newer one. It just didn't seem like that could be possible, but alas, at the end of the day, it is. Now, of course, the question quickly becomes which set is the better value. And given that each unit of measurement is essentially the same there, I would say the newer set is the better value, which is insane. I cannot believe I am saying that. But from an analytical perspective, from what I can tell, given that adjusted for inflation, the price per piece is essentially the same, and the price per gram is essentially the same, you're getting better figures and a better quality of build in the newer set. It just doesn't make sense to me that this could possibly be the better value, and this clearly to me is. I still can't believe I'm saying the $20 battle pack is the better value, but it is. I mean, you can plead your case in the comments below if you'd like, if you feel that strongly about the 2010 battle pack being a better value than 2022. And for our final category, my super biased opinion. That's right. I think that this is a great example of how far LEGO has come for battle packs specifically. This was good, but this is just better in a lot of ways. And it's not even one of the cases where, like, you're looking at stud shooters and you have that whole issue of, like, the weapons for the characters suck. No, this was before they had started doing that, so you still even had the nice regular weapons that you get again in 2022. But, man, this 2022 Battle Pack is just so cool. And for my opinion category, everything matters down to the box art, and the box art on the new set is just so nice. I mean, that's just gorgeous to me. It's so nice looking versus the older set, which was good and fine, but, like, that's just hot, let's be honest. So, yeah, at the end of the day, for my opinion, the 2022 Battle Pack is going to take the cake, and let's take a look at the final tally for the score between these two. And that's going to bring us to a final score of 4-1 in favor of the 2022 Snowtroopers Battle Pack. Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section below about which battle pack you like better and why, but for the purposes of this comparison video, I really do think the 2022 version is better in a lot of ways, except for playability, as it turns out. So leave a like if you guys enjoyed this comparison. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and you can check out more LEGO Star Wars comparisons on the end screen now.